Hello. We're in the living room on the sofa again. Um, Basically, hi Dexter. Not too long ago, quite recently, within the last 10, 15 minutes or so, I'm going to take these off because I think my my stubble's interfering with it. Hi Dexter. Oh, okay, here we go. Yes, lovely. Hi. Yeah, so not too long ago, the Crocs in the Kitchen live stream finished. Thank you. I moderated. In case you don't know, in case you've never watched it before, it's always very good. This one was nearly 2.5 hours long, and was Brian and Jessica making chili, answering a bunch of questions, talking. Brian ended up singing and playing guitar for a little bit. It was very cool. I sat here and ate some nice cream that I made the other week, and I drank a bubble tea, which was black tea and toffee. No, like no jellies or anything. It's sometimes called boba tea. It's bubble tea to us. That's what we know it as. But there you go. Yeah, food wise, still Whole Foods plant based. Been sticking to the rules a lot better than the other day where I had a little bit of cheese. I finished off my shakshuka today with the very, very last of the couscous. It's a very small amount of couscous. And I bulked it out with lentils. And I'll tell you what, it is. So the recipe that I had left over, the one that I had was the second one that I made in the recipe video, and it's the ridiculously spicy one. Even putting in a ridiculous amount of lentils does not make that thing any less spicy. I was sat here at one point, my eyes were stinging a bit. I was like, this is a little bit different to the first time that I ate it. So maybe it was a little bit too much. I'm not entirely sure, but it was really good. I'm really glad that I figured out a recipe for that, even if it might not be everyone's taste. That second one. So there you go. I think I need to come up with a way of doing the silken tofu eggs for that, which is it's using firm silken tofu as opposed to soft silken tofu. And you kind of cut it in circles and season it with black salt and that sort of thing, and then you drop it in the top until it's warmed through. So it's kind of poaching it. So I need to do that at some point in the future. Weighed in again. I'm very, very sporadically talking about weighing in and stuff. I was 119.4 kilos today, which is, oh, I don't even know, but it basically on average I've been losing around about a pound a day since I started back again. There have been points where I've like gone up again or like stalled, but then I've dropped again the next day. So it's on average that's about the trend. It's not exactly right. I think it's just under a pound a day, but it's close enough that I feel good about saying it. So there you go. And that's not even like following really, really strict rules like going for a Mary's Mini or doing the 2 weeks of potatoes or anything like that. So yeah, we are now for me on the 13th of April. It's 10 to 1. So that means I've got 4 days to hit 4,000 watched hours across my entire channel. Otherwise, all the hours that I have on videos from the very, very beginning, like day 0, day 1, day 2, the ones that people start with and have had a full year to watch, all of that disappears, and I don't get anywhere near monetization for another couple of months. So that's fun. I am ridiculously close, basically. I'm well over the subscriber count. I'm on like 1,504, I think it was earlier today when I looked at it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm really in the home stretch, but obviously once we get past that little that little threshold, that's where it's going to go a little bit weird, and I might start losing more hours that have been watched than gaining it. So I don't know. I'll just have to up my game a little bit, I think, maybe, or just carry on steadily. I think I should mark the 1 year under the Whole Foods plant-based label in some way, even though it's not been fully meat-free or dairy-free or anything like that. I've got a label for myself now. I think I should mark a year of the channel in some way, but I'll figure out exactly what I want to do with that. You know, it's going to be kind of hard doing anything like food-based, given that everywhere's still on lockdown. But I don't know. I kind of like the idea of doing another attempt at the 2 weeks of potatoes. You know. Obviously, if I fail 2 weeks of plain potatoes, that's going to be even worse than failing it the first time round, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. So, all in all, live stream was very good. Today has been a wonderful day. I've just had a nice little time. I have hit my stride with painting. I'm getting at least one colour done per day, sometimes a little bit more than that, multiple coats. I basically find something that lasts about an hour, like a show on YouTube or a live stream that I've missed or something like that, set it away and then just start painting. And that seems to work really, really well, for me at least. So, yeah, I feel good. I think my stuff is going to be ready for when the lockdowns finish and we can start socialising with people again. Ready for this what we call a Path to Glory tournament, where you start out with only a couple of units, and then each week you play a game, and at the end of that game, win or lose, you get another unit to add in, with the ultimate goal that at the end of like 6 weeks or something, you'll have a bigger army. It's a nice, easy way to break up a project and still have fun with it as you go along. You're not allowed to play a game with anything that's unpainted, and I think I've definitely got something that's fun for me. So there you go. That's the nerdiness out the way, I suppose. Yeah. And you know what? I've been painting with Rowan as well. Like he's shown an interest in my paints. He's actually he picks up the dropper bottles, because I put all my paints in little squeezy dropper bottles so that I use less of it. And he's figured out that he needs to shake it until he hears the agitator inside make a rattling noise, and then he knows that he has to turn it upside down and dot it onto the wet palette paper, and then get a paintbrush, dunk it in water, put it on the wet palette, or in one of the paint wells if you're doing like a large mix, and then put it on whatever you're painting, which in our case was paper. So that was cute. He mainly just tried to add to my piece of paper, but yeah, it's been nice. Like I'm looking forward to when he's a little bit older, and I can actually just like sit him down next to me and give him a couple of miniatures and say, there you go, paint away. I'm looking forward to teaching him my skills in that as well. What usually happens is, if you explain the techniques properly to people that haven't used them before, they don't have any bad habits to like fall back on with regards to them. So like using a wet palette and stuff is gonna just be like, you know, like perfectly natural to him. Where for me, it took me like years and years and years before I even heard of a wet palette. And I went through art school for like 4 years and never heard of a wet palette. Like all my techniques that I learned that took me so long, like using acrylics as watercolors, using acrylics with oil painting techniques, how to actually mix oil painting techniques, all the stuff that I learned from watching Bob Ross videos and like making my own like mixes of his stuff and you know, like using gesso and use this paint for this job and this size brush for that one. All of that, he's just going to learn flat out without any trouble, without any pre-existing notions of how to do things. And that means he's going to be a lot better at it than me. And I'm looking forward to that day. Because I think I'm a decent painter. I'm not amazing, I'm decent. Looking forward to seeing what he does. So, yeah. Oh man, I had this a really cute thing with him as well. He sort of like laid on me and pretended to go to sleep and made me pretend to go to sleep. And then after a couple of seconds of both fake snoring, like sat up and was like, "Daddy, wake up!" And I had to be. And then he started giggling and laughing like a drain. Is the phrase that comes to mind. So yeah, like I don't know, like me and him always have a good time, and we're always like having fun dad moments and stuff. But like, yeah, like this is a really nice time where we're all together, and Suguta can kind of see it as well, and have fun mummy moments and that sort of thing. So, oh, chocolate and ice cream. I had some of my chocolate and rum ice cream today. Yes? What's wrong, Batman? Oh no! Is that right? Is Dexter being mean? Oh dear. Yeah, chocolate and rum ice cream. Really good. Tomorrow I definitely want to make some vegan jerky. I might even do a video on it, because Brittany Giroudi gave me like the tips of how to do it, but like even though I'm using pre-packaged spice mixes, like she did tell me to make a video on it because she hadn't, and she never got around to it. And I'm like, it feels like stealing the idea, you know? It feels like I should have come up with something on my own. So I don't know. I don't know. I might do it. I've still got like the beetroot bake video that I need to edit and put up, which I should probably get on tomorrow. I need to write up that recipe as well for the for the shakshuka. I actually need to type it out. I can send Brittany the video link to put on the virtual potluck, but I feel like writing it out for people as well might be a nice thing. And I can pop it on my website and stuff. I don't know. Right. I've waffled on more than enough. I think I'm going to go. Probably go to bed. Maybe. Don't know. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow for yet another update. And a little bit more news from inside the house. I might record during the daytime as well. Like, I don't know. I've got the tripod and everything. There's a little like area outside I could maybe stand in and just like talk outside fairly safely. Don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Right. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you have a good one. See you next time. Bye bye.